Hello, hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Let me see if I can get there we are. Yay. Hello, Kathy. If you are here, make sure that you say hello. I'm just going to fix the camera real quick. Make sure that you say hello in the comments. Also, I would love it if you would give me a thumbs up and share the video. That always helps me. Um, I am losing my voice, if you cannot hear that. It comes and goes and whatever else it's just my allergies, it's just gotta be there for me, right? Ben actually was struggling with his allergies earlier this week and he almost lost his voice too. So now it's my turn, I guess, to stay quiet throughout the day, right? Good thing I'm off this week because then I don't have to, talk a lot. But anyway, because I am losing my voice, I am actually going to go ahead and put us down on the table so that we can get to crafting. Um, I'm not going to go over anything other than the fact that I should have catalogs. The new catalogs that are coming, they're coming this week. I think I should have them Wednesday or Thursday, I think is what the UPS said. So once I get those, then I'll start sending them out. But that's all I have to tell you is that there's new products coming and new catalogs coming to your door as well. So, all right. Hello, Deb. Hello, hello. Let me put you down onto the table and let me see if I can get it straightened up here. We are going to do a bundle that is now on the last chance item, y'all. And crazy enough, I got this bundle specifically because I really like these little images here well, especially that one for scrapbooking. And I have yet to use it until I prepared for our projects today. So I am going to do two projects tonight using this bundle called Swirled Designs. Now, it does not have any sentiments, so that does make it a little bit more difficult. But we all have plenty of sentiments that we can, stamps that we can add into it. So our first card is going to be actually a sympathy card. Because I wanted to show you that even though these are the dies here, even though they're kind of crazy dies and stamps, that it's not hard and it's not complicated to really kind of take that and put it into something that's also elegant. So, sympathy cards are not something that we ever really want to create, but sometimes they are necessary. So I actually have a few that I have to send out. So I wanted to make something that would put a smile on someone's face. So hello, Sharon. Yes, I hope everyone had a great Easter. I actually took a long nap yesterday after church. We've had church every night this past week. Or I guess technically it's last week now, since last Tuesday. We had Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday we didn't, but then we had two services on Easter. So yeah, that could be also why I'm losing my voice. Maybe. Yay, Sharon. I'm so glad. Yes, yes. So anyway, let's get started. They're actually really simple cards to put together too. This one here, it comes from a stamp called Prayers and Promises, the sentiment does. And I absolutely love this one. This one is one I will never get rid of. It's perfect for just sending a little extra pick-me-up for people, whether they have faith or not. So, just the sending love and I'm here for you is just, and that makes it well worth it. So, all right, let's get started. Let me just stop yapping. I'm good at yapping, I know. Hello, Nancy. All right, so we are going to start by putting our card base in half. And I cut some designer series paper that the blog post will go live. It is my fault that it did not, because I did not finish uploading my photos for some reason. So anyway, so it's going to go live right after we get off here. It'll take me 2 seconds to put them in there and then and then upload it. So if you give me like 15 minutes afterwards, it'll be up because it's already there. I just didn't hit live for it. Okay, so one thing I do want to suggest with these dies, because they have little lines all the way around, it is very helpful to put adhesive sheets on the back. So I did that, and we're going to take off the backing here. It is a little tricky to get the backings because the pieces are so skinny, but once you get it, ta-da. All right, there we go. And then we're going to stick it, and we're going to stick it a little toward the right, and that is just so that we can put our flower on the other side. Now, I cut this one. I've just flipped it, so you saw that I flipped it. When I cut this one, I was trying to cut it out of scrap paper, and I caught the edge, so we're going to cover that up with the flower, and no one will ever notice that it has a big divot in it. Okay, so I cut then the flower out of old olive and out of calypso coral. But first, actually, before we put those on, let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment so that I don't ink up everything around it on the edges. So, all right, so I know that everybody who has commented on here, most of you are actually on my team. What have you been interested in as far as the new catalog goes? I will say I really like the catalog versus the online exclusives this time. So it's a huge plus. So I'm super excited about the catalog itself, but what is probably your favorite thing that you've seen in it? And if you're not a demo and you've seen, like you've gotten your catalog already, because I know some people have gotten a catalog from other demonstrators, let me know what your favorite one is. All right, I'm trying to get the sticky off the backing. There we go. And we're going to peel it off there. Then get that piece. All right, so this piece is going to attach to the top of our old olive piece because we want those leaves. But what I want to actually do is trim, and I probably should have done it before I took the backing off, but I'm yapping, so, you know, sometimes I forget to do things. All right, so we're trimming that little stem part off. Then over here, we're going to actually trim this part off. So we're just going to take it down into the V part of those. This is part of the flower. It's not additional leaves like I originally thought. Okay, so we're going to pull that, and then we're going to cut that off. And that's just going to help it kind of stay together because we're going to attach this right there on it, like that. Okay. And then we're going to take out those two little pieces there, like that. I will say these dies actually cut really nice too. You pull it out and it doesn't leave all these little pieces all in the stuff. At least not when you put the adhesive sheets on it. So, and we'll pull all that. So that's kind of been nice. It's been easy to get those out of the dies itself. All right, so now we've got all sticky. So now all you have to do is lay it right here on your little wreath part. Ta-da. Okay, then we're going to take and tie a bow with some linen thread. Nancy, me too. Me too. I'm working on pricing for the In Color Club, and I'm telling you, hold on. these are the new pads. I am sure everyone has seen them. We're going to take a pause for a second. I am sure everyone has seen them. I love them. It is so easy to open versus this. As a matter of fact, earlier I couldn't get my old olive open. Like I was struggling with it. And all I could think was, can 2027 get here soon enough so I can start buying all the colors in this? It'll take me a while to get the new ones, but I am just I'm so in love. And I love the fact that it's magnetic, so it sticks. Look at that, it sticks. Now obviously the sides are not that strong, but let me show you what is strong. When you flip it like that, bad boy is strong. So it just goes right up underneath and I love it. So anyway, if you are a demonstrator and you haven't purchased these, they're fun. They're real fun. I think I could just sit and play with it all day. Anyway, so yeah, I absolutely love them. I'm trying to figure out the In Color Club though, because there's some really cool stuff with the In Colors, like the glimmer pens and all that. But I don't want it to be so expensive that no one can afford to get In Color Club. So I'm thinking real hard on what to include and what not to include. All right, I'm gonna make a tiny bow. Let's get back to this. Let me stop talking about what I love. I just cannot believe that we have them. I honestly, y'all, I prayed when they took over, and I had heard that they had taken the ink pad design from them, you know, bought it out or whatever. I prayed real hard that they would come out with them. So I'm super excited that Close to My Heart allowed them to take that copyright. So, or trademark. I guess it would be a trademark. Okay, so we have a tiny little bow. We're going to take a glue dot now and we're going to put it on the back. We're going to fold that glue dot over a couple times so that it doesn't stick out too far. And there we go. All right. Now we're going to take our card base and we're going to put our designer series paper on. And I think the pad is the best design. Yeah. I do not disagree, Nancy. I do not disagree. I will probably figure out how we can do new stamp pad club when they all start coming out in 2027. And we'll all just buy them together, even if it takes us like 2 years, right? Kathy says that she's not willing to look at them because she doesn't want to fall in love with them. Kathy's still on here. Sorry, Kathy. All right, we're going to take our basic page. We're going to flip it over. We're going to put some dimensionals on it. I agree. You know, sometimes I am fearful of looking at the new catalogs and new products because, you know, you just fall in love with it. It's so easy. It's hard not to fall in love with new stuff. It's that whole FOMO thing, right? We all have fear of missing out. And I will say there are some things that are on the last chance item that I'm really sad I didn't get because I really like them, but I have really been trying to not overload myself with a ton of stuff because I get overwhelmed really easily. So, all right, last but not least, let's add our little embellishments. And these are the current, the newest in colors. And that is, these are the embellishments for that, which are sticking around, which makes me really happy because I really like these. All right, so we're going to do some cloud cover and secret C since this is cloud cover and that's secret C there. So let's do a big one here. And then we already did a little one. So let's do a medium size one up here. Stick it there. Medium size. And let's just do another secret C. Okay, perfect. There we go. Okay, so that's card number 1. Simple and easy. Kathy, you're just giving me the love face. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We're gonna have to clean out your craft room with the stuff you don't use, aren't we? So that we can get those new ink pads. All right, so let's do card number 2 now. Let me put this up. And number 2, I went from, a sorrow card to a happy fun card. So this one is congratulations. And this one actually uses the stamp set as well. The first one just used the dies. And there's so much you can do with just the dies, but the stamp set was like the main reason why I got it. So let's fold this in half. We'll use our bone folder. And then we're going to go ahead and put our white piece on the inside so I don't get ink or anything else on it. And then we'll set this not aside yet. Actually, we don't want to set it aside yet because we're going to stamp the background real quick. I'm going to grab a piece of grid paper and we are going to take this stamp here, this image. So it looks like it's the long one. So it looks like this. It almost kind of looks like a maze. That's kind of what I thought. One of those little maze games. All right. So then we're going to take Coastal Cabana ink and we're going to ink it up. And I just did re-ink my Coastal Cabana, so it's going to probably be a little darker than what my sample was. But that's okay. We'll do there. And I'm not really worried about this one per se. Just because you're not going to see much of this background, but you still will see it and it'll give it just a little bit of detail to it. All right, and then let's do right there, and let's do one right here. Okay, all right, so that's going to be that piece. So we're going to set that aside now. We're going to take this piece now. We're going to ink it up. And this we're going to start stamping. And we're going to just kind of repeat the whole thing over again. Put that there. Let's do this up here. And then in the center. And we'll do here. This does take just a bit. And it's because, I'm stamping off, but I feel like it made it well worth it. Okay. It just gives it a little bit more detail in the back. While I've got this out, let me go ahead and stamp my sentiment, which apparently I forgot to grab paper for. I did not cut that. So we'll just grab a scrap piece and we will grab our sentiment though. And we will ink it up. And then we're going to stamp right down here in the corner, just like that. Okay. Then let's do hello, Angie. There you go. See, Nancy, that's the perfect thing to do. If you got someone you can give it to, yes. And it is awesome that she likes to craft too. I'm sure that my nieces will take anything as well. All right, so we're going to line this up, and this is going to be a little past our 1/2 inch mark because you want it to have a little bit of room on each side. So we're actually going to go to 5/8 is what we're going to measure it at. Ta-da. And then I don't really want a lot of white on each side. I'm okay with maybe taking a little bit off of this one here, off that side. And then we're going to flip it around. And then we're going to kind of take off some on this side. And I think I had it at 3, but we can make it a little shorter than 3. Ta-da! I think I'm going to make this side just a touch shorter too. There we go. I think that'll work. I just want our pieces in the background to show, and so I think making it a little shorter will help. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take my handy dandy little, this is what I use for scrapbooking. It's a little T ruler. It helps me line things up. I'm really bad at getting things straight, so I wanted to kind of make sure that I got this straight. So we're going to put adhesive on the back. And this is the first time I've used this paper too. It's like Splash Shimmer, I think is what it's called. Anyway, it's really cute. All right, so we're going to kind of come down. I think this will be fine here. And then we're going to just line it up right there. Okay. Then we're going to go up a little bit because now I want to put on my Calypso coral. So I want it to be straight too. I don't usually worry about it, but I feel like for whatever reason, I could not get this all straight earlier. All right, so let me flip this over and see if it'll work a little better. Nope. Okay. Then we're just going to line it up down just a little bit more. And I think that will be just fine right there. Okay, perfect. Close enough. Close enough. Then I've cut out this star here. So we're going to take the backing off. Just like that. And then I'm going to pick up all these little extra pieces that popped out. And then we're going to leave this right about here. We're going to just adhere it down, and we're going to have a little bit hanging off because we kind of want to see the paper in the background like that. Okay. Then let's take, I cut out some of the other stars that are in the dies, and we're going to cut. So these are going to kind of go toward being like our embellishments. And then Maggie is saying hello. She's coming right on in. She was out there on the porch, so she must be tired of being out there by herself. All right, and then we're going to put another one here. And so this one will go right about here. And then this will go here. Kind of overlap those two. Then let's take our congratulations and we're going to put dimensionals across. Thanks, babe. I just shut my door back. We're going to use an edge and we're going to put that on the back. Take it off. And then this is going to go right here through the center. So you're going to see the ends of the Calypso coral. Ta-da, there we go. Then flip this over, put more dimensionals on the back because you, again, can never have too many dimensionals. We love dimensionals around here. Every order I place, I usually buy about 3 to 4 packs because I go through so many of them. Because I probably go through, I don't know, I probably go through 4 or 5 packs a month. Minimum. All right, and then we're going to put this right on top. And then ta-da, there we go. There is card number 2. I think I do like it a little lighter in the background, but I don't think I don't think it really matters, right? All right, so there are both of our cards for tonight, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. Um, oh, thank you, Angie. I appreciate that. I don't know what happened, but on my side it's froze up. So I hope it didn't freeze up on your side. Oh, always technology, right? All right. So, the sentiment here, I did want to share that with you. I use the reason to celebrate. This one is not from what I see on the last chance. It does not say last chance. Neither is the prayers and promise. That's not showing on the last chance. But the actual main bundle for this one, Swirled Designs, is, and I will tell you, if you decide to purchase it, you need to purchase the dies and the stamp set separately and don't do it as a bundle. It'll end up being cheaper if you purchase them individually. So, yeah, the swirly dies are what's really cute. And we used to have one way back when. I'm trying to remember, was it called Sweet Swirly Sweet or Sweet Swirly? I can't remember. It was something like that. And I loved that one. But it had the stamps that were like these little swirly circles, which was really fun. So, but just the photopolymer set is good for anybody who scrapbooks, or if you want a little bit of detail in the backgrounds of your cards. I know a lot of people put details in the back of their scrapbooks, but it works really well for the cards too. So, all right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me. And I will not be live next week. I have a meeting. Sorry. I have a meeting, so there will be no live. I'm going to try to see what I can get together to just kind of post next week as far as projects. I cannot promise anything. Life is crazy. And I have just made the decision that I'm just going to do what I can do. And if I can't make it happen, I can't make it happen. I just feel like I don't want to disappoint people by promising something and then not being able to do it. So if I can get something together, I will get it posted. But if not, I'll see you in 2 weeks. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I will see you later. Bye.